Through general policies and sanctions, we can ensure the right behavior we want to see in our society.
I think it's important to set up an ethical framework that will enable us to develop a people-centric artificial intelligence, always with respect for ethical and democratic values.
To ensure that human rights violations, risk are taken into account, mitigated, and sometimes repaired, we need to look at which structures we have built and interrogate them.
Some of these biases are uniquely African and require contextual analysis and can therefore not be fixed through Western analysis alone.
To trust AI, we need to understand questions such as, what data do we have? Where does it come from? How is the data being altered?
There has been so many AI policy and governance frameworks produced in the last couple of years. It has been hard to find common ground out there.
Policymakers and judges must take this problem seriously and recognize that it cannot be fixed simply through the use of human oversight of particular algorithmic decisions.
AI may also lead to the creation of new spheres of influence, leading to a bifurcation of the global order between authoritarian and democratic systems.
It's not about making algorithms trustworthy, but about creating trust in the people and institutions behind them and using them.
The limited collaboration between social sciences and technical disciplines, which I think is critical.
Freedom of choice is the most important challenge for AI in the next 10 years.
We should focus on developing models that can both give us an answer to a problem and also explain to humans why their proposed solution is better than what we have now.
How do we build AI that is reliable? How do we build AI that we can trust? We have both fundamental technical and governance challenges to solve.
If we want to build a fully equal and inclusive digital world, we need to make sure that diversity actually exists in the development of AI and algorithmic systems.
We need to align AI systems with human preferences. And here, the technical and the policy communities need to work together to ensure that we have safe and reliable AI.
Achieving a world where the power to develop AI technologies is not concentrated in the hands of few, and broadly implementing overarching ethics in practice.
Which understandings of the human and the machine will form the basis for future society, increasingly driven by algorithmic governance and AI.
To make sure that we adequately govern the use of AI technology in international law, whether to create or to enforce regimes.
One of the biggest challenges that we'll be facing when it comes to artificial intelligence is to create appropriate regulatory and governance frameworks.
I think that if you want to rule AI, you first have to rule your data.
Speaking as a jurist, one of the most pressing challenges is determining if and how to change existing law to best accommodate societal changes brought on by the use of AI system.
Anyone who deploys an AI system in any setting that could put rights at risk must carry out a mandatory human rights impact assessment.
The emergence of algorithmic governance and artificial intelligence makes rethinking the relationship between public administrations, disruptive technologies, and citizens a necessity.
We need engagement of individuals, users, politicians, and developers to take responsibility and understand the challenges.
Intensification of the rivalry between the two major powers, especially US and China, that will result in forms of cyber colonialism.
On a global scale, the challenge to come up with efficient and suitable governance frameworks will be key to guide the development of safe, trustworthy, but also more sustainable AI.
I believe that the EU's human-centric approach to technology is the right way to go. Human rights and democratic values must be, by design, at the core of any use and development of new digital technologies.
We need global cooperation on concrete, enforceable legal rules for AI governance rather than just pretty words.
We are at a political and legal momentum to regulate AI and strike the delicate balance between finding creative and trustworthy solutions to solve global challenges and mitigating the negative impact of AI systems.
We just need to ensure that future algorithms, trainings, especially the delegated ones, are less biased as possible and doesn't exclude any point of view from the society.
Adopting a design approach that centers human values and monitors a system across its full life cycle is the best way forward to ensure that AI systems remain under meaningful human control.
This is not just a competition to get the best accuracy out of the model. And this is about dealing with people's rights.
One of the main challenges is going to be the potential unemployment crisis. Unlike the technologies that fueled the industrial revolutions, AI will not break down
advanced tasks done by a specialized group of people into simpler ones.
As we favor one implementation over another, we also temporally lock in particular values and norms.
It might fundamentally change the understanding of security, and therefore it might pose new security threats to our society, to our political order that we're yet unprepared for.